Yeah, you can see me. Can you hear me? But of course, I've got no messages here. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can see me. Can you hear me? But of course, I've got no messages. Okay. Yeah, bear with me. I'm just going to see if I can find all the others. If you've got the other window open, could you just put a message to come onto this live stream? I assume there's no echo. Okay, healthy stream apparently. What if I go like that? Let's see if it's actually live. Come on, catch up. Well, right. This has kind of thrown me a bit. No, I've just done this. And look, can you tell we just had a baby? I didn't even have a shower and shave. We usually do, but it's just. So if anyone's on the other channel, let me just make sure you all hear me. Oh, for God's sake, what's that not working now? Okay, that's better. Yeah, I deleted the second live. The original one should still be there. I suppose at some point we ought to. I just don't want people getting lost. That's the problem. Has that logged me out? It's lack of sleep, I'm afraid. Come on. Where? Right, here's my channel. It's not there, is it? Oh, for God's sake. Right. yeah, okay, yeah, I know. Okay, it's kind of fun. Well, have we got, how many people we got here? 19. What is going on with YouTube? It's just been an. Have they decided to change the design while I'm doing this? Oh, for God's sake! That's better. Create a studio. So I'm just trying to see if I can find the others. Okay. See, there's going by that. There's 99 people on there. Oh, it's because I've cancelled it. I guess I can't get the. Right. Well, it's just a live stream, so I said everyone come over to. Yeah, right. Okay. So, what we're going to do is, I think I'm just going to chat, and then I'm going to possibly, because who thought this was, if you put this on the messages, who thought this was at 9 o'clock? Because I thought I'd set this for 7 o'clock, and yet it was coming up saying 9 o'clock. You know, so the whole thing's been a bit of a bloody mess. It's kind of trying to get my brain to think about what's going on here. Let's see if I can open this thing up. This is not even. Where's the live stream? So that, okay, so that's live. So where's my chat? Because I've removed that out everywhere. So you're all over here. Okay, sod this. Let's just go for this now. Okay. Let's go for this now, because if people disappear, I'm sure they'll, man, I'll just do another one. No, to answer the questions. So remember the thing, if you've got a question, can you just put question at the front so I can actually see it? I've got quite a few messages in here. Hopefully everyone else is going to realise that I've moved over to this live stream. So yeah, as you can tell, I can sleep a little bit. Got a new baby. I didn't want to put it on Facebook. I don't want Mark Zuckerberg making a penny off of my son. Not that I've got anything against Facebook, but let's just give him a chance to grow a bit before we muck around with that. Where are we now? I assume some of you have seen the all the bits on Facebook, yeah, on Facebook about the changes and so on. So where we are now is this is kind of a repeat, really. The Chinese went on holiday, and I had a design with them that I was 99% happy with, and they went on holiday. They came back, and there was this nagging little thing. Now the metalwork's all done. There was again, I did a version 3, and I thought I'd have 5 of them, and then it turns out there's a couple of bits wrong. We had to tweak them, so that the metalwork's now put to bed. But the plastics is a really tiny little thing. It was on the front edge. The edge, I put a slight fillet, which is like a curve, and I wasn't really happy with it. But when I tried to correct it, it was going wrong, and I was doing my edit. So I kind of, I don't know, that'd be fine, but it's just bugged me. Anyway, so there's a couple of little tweaks I've made. Really minor, just so if you run your finger around the edge, it'll be nice and smooth and curved. There's obviously work being done on this. Some of you see it, which is this bit, which almost works. In fact, it doesn't almost work. I've got to do some more tweaking on it. That's basically, if you see that front, okay, I don't know if you can really tell, because it's not particularly brilliant. If you see that, imagine that it's going to stick out the front. So that, I think people have probably seen this as well. There's a big slot underneath the front, and this, if you put it around one way, that sticks out and it blanks the hole. There's a little tiny gap either way, which you can't do anything about, but it kind of blanks the hole. So if you don't want anything in there, it kind of gives it a neat finish at the bottom. However, if you turn it around the other way, you see it's a blank here. The idea with this is you cut whatever you want out and you mount onto here cards. Now again, this is still, I'm still working on this, but that's something I'm trying to do now. The problem I've got at the moment is I did actually try to see if I could get people to jump on my Patreon. Now Patreons have been great because they paid for the prototyping for the keyboard. And I thought if I can get some more in there, because it's about I tell a lie, it's about £2,400 extra to make the mould for this. Now, but I really want to give it to everyone, so I'm in an R at the moment, so I mean, I know it sounds like that. Please go on my Patreon. But if do you know what? If everyone put $1 on, I know this sounds tight. If everyone put $1 on, because it's 2,500 I haven't accounted for this. But I think it would be really useful to have a standard. So depending on how we're going to do this, and you may find it becomes an option in the thing, for like a $5 or something like that. If I can get a bunch of pages on there, then maybe. I haven't decided what's happening with this yet. Now, what's making me undecided is that people are buying a lot of extras, and that is actually helping a lot. Yeah, I can. I'm happy to post the STL file, no problem at all. Let me finish it first, okay? Let me finish it first. But it would. The thing is, remember that the front of the cases are going to be they're really nice, smooth, injection molded plastic, specific colour which you can't print. So if it was injection molded to match the case as well, it's just so. I'm going to know if we had had all these extras, because there's been quite a lot of extras, and some of them not making a lot of money out, some are making more money out. But if it's making me think, you know, I might have enough to do it. That's why I'm in an R. May just take it out of some of the extra money I've made, and I wouldn't even be considering it without that. So I'm still on an R, but a little bit of a thing, you know, it does sound a little bit like, oh, go on Patreon. If as I said, if a bunch of people did $1 over the 2 or 3 months, it kind of puts a bit towards it. But as I said, it's $2.5 grand to mould this. Now, once the moulds are made, it's 50p each. I'll just give them away. It's not a problem. It's the moulds. Anyway, so that's something I'm going with. Right. So we have got some people joining. Sorry about the mess up. The stream, the software just packed up on me. Right, so yeah, so the plastics now. I'm just having one more plastic made just to finally confirm it, but I'm having it made in black. So the next one you see, they're going to spray it black for me, so we can put that on the black case, and we can have some pictures with the black case. So that'd be quite nice. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be about 4 weeks until the tool's made. And then it's a couple of weeks to run the now there is not a problem, but now I planned this for May, June, and I'm still fine for that. But I you know, I was trying to get it a bit earlier. However, the metalwork and the timing of the metalwork and etc. is I have to get. Because if so many people ordered extras, which is brilliant, okay, because it's really actually helped. The problem is, of course, I need to put them mate. You have to understand the situation here. So I've got all these extras that people want, but I'm not cashing it because I need to put the shipping on there as well. But I'm concerned that the shipping price might go up a bit because of Brexit. So I'm kind of I'm agonising a bit at the moment. So because I can't afford to lose money on this. You can understand that the shipping is a reasonable amount, especially some of the countries. It's getting a little bit high. So that's why people are wondering why I'm not actually taking money. It's because of that. I'm just literally waiting to see what's happened. Now the whole country's kind of what's going on. Now UK people, it's not a problem because that's not going to change. But 100 are going to the UK and about 400 are going to the rest of the world. So it's a big deal. So that's kind of, there's a lot of things going on. Of course, the baby, I planned the timing for the baby, so don't worry about that. So someone just asked me a question, I'm explaining. Yeah, when would payments be taken for the upgrades? Is shipping? I still need to add to the order, but no balance to pay. Right, I'm not taking the money for at least 3 weeks to say, well, the earliest in 2 weeks. 400 to EU. I'm not quite sure, Dave. I'm not quite sure what 400 to EU. Oh, no, not to EU. That's 400 worldwide. There's 100 to the UK. There's 100 to America. I mean, these are rough figures. It's about 30 going to Australia. So it's all over the place. Japan's having a few. I mean, literally going all over the world, which is great. It's just that obviously the shipping costs. I want to try and get the shipping costs as accurate as possible. But the trouble is, I can't afford to be under. So you may find... and I'm just pre-warning you, you may find I put it up a little bit to cover, and then if it's ridiculously over, I can put it back on your account, and then we can sort out, once it's all done, if there's any refunds or anything like that, we can sort something out. But so I'm having a little bit of agonising over this at the moment. But as far as the case is concerned, it's cool. I don't know if you've seen the picture of my Morphos machine. Finally built myself one. I actually got I've got a PowerPC MacBook, which worked, but it was I wanted to build a desktop, so that desktop now looks. I think it looks quite nice. In fact, maybe I can chuck that. No, let's not confuse things. Yeah, so yeah, I've got one Morphos machine built there, and I've just got to the LEDs at the moment. But that's looking really nice. I'm using it with. I'm using it with this kit. Yeah, I built my Morphos machine with an Efika. Okay, I can only get an Efika. Okay, so that I'm using my 1200 keyboard. Funny, well, you'll love this. When I set the Efika up, it's got a console on it, so you can do everything. And I was wondering what was wrong with it. It turned out it didn't accept my modern keyboards, and the only thing that would work was this, with the key rail in it, which is hilarious. So my Morphos machine is using the 1200 keyboard, and I think that's kind of cool. But you know, there you go. I'll tell you what I can do actually. I can move this. If I move that over there and put that over there, bear with me. You've probably all seen this picture anyway, to be fair. Let me just see. Let's just download this. I'm just going to download a picture so you can see, in case you haven't seen this. Down, options, download. Here we go. Right, let's go full screen. There you go. That's my new Morphos machine, which is actually quite nice, to be fair. Right, where's right? So I'm just going to go and have a look through these now. Let's actually see if we can get some questions in. So everyone's saying hello and baby, thanks very much, appreciate that. Yeah, we can hear Alex. All good. Yeah, the channel's not available. Sounds okay. I posted a comment to the correct stream. Oh, good man. Thanks for that, Skaven. You're not. Yeah. Yes, obviously some of you haven't seen the video. So I really wanted to go to the swag, and there was an island one. But obviously I couldn't because my wife had a baby about a week later, so she was right on the borderline. So there was no way I could leave the country or go anywhere. I was under house arrest, quite rightly too. So yeah, so that was the thing, and it was you know, a bit of a tricky birth. And they were both in hospital for a week, so I'm not going to talk about it because I'll get emotional. But yeah, so yeah, that's why I wasn't there. No, on YouTube perhaps. Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, I could, but actually, it's a very good point. Let me put this stream. Oh God, 37. Where is the link to it? Do you know, sometimes I can't even see the link for it. Oh Christ. You lot made it. I'll have to apologise for it. Right, because this is probably the worst stream in the history of the world. 7 PM. Yeah, there was 7 PM. I started it by. I assume that you did not think that this Retro Crusade was going to be some. No, it's not. Alright, let's be. Right, Mr. Singer. This is not trouble. There's no problem at all. And it's most of it is a hobby. It's no trouble at all. You know, not being able to eat is trouble. Okay, this is no problem at all. It's just, you know, just things like this because I've had a lot on my plate, and of course I had it set up running, but it's for some reason the thing started dropping frames, and the only way I could do it was to restart the whole computer. Now it hasn't dropped any frames since. It's really annoying. Right, so let's see what we got. We're seeing you land here on Canada. Oh, that's good, right? Just post this deal. Just post from question: when would payment be upgraded? Shipping? Yeah, I think I've already answered that one. Yeah, Brexit. Shame OS4 wasn't made more compatible. Yeah, I know. Was really upset because my plan is always to have every single platform supported. Well, supported, you know, like you can have all kinds. And now at the moment I've got my 68K emulated system, I've got my A500K system with Vampire and everything, and I've got my AROS box, and now I've got my Morphos box. The only thing I haven't got at the moment is my OS4 box because I don't have an OS4. I don't have an E on board. So, you know, I don't know when I'll get one, we'll see. But the Afika, I mean, the Morphos is great. I mean, the Afika's only got 128 megabyte of memory, a little bit small, but it actually runs nicely. I mean, it's a 400 megahertz. If you compare it to like 3 gigahertz PCs, oh my god! But 400 megahertz power PCs, it's not that bad. 128 megahertz, it runs really nicely. So that's actually very nice, and it is a pretty looking computer. Actually, dare I say it. Right, let me just go to Christopher's Yo on 40 on screen. Ratnatab, are you planning on providing the project files for the circuit board you're selling? That is a good question. Now, I promised I would release the designs for the case, and I have actually sent a couple of people have asked me if they could have a copy. And if anyone wants a copy, you can just email me and I'll do it. Now, the reason I've not made it publicly opened up so you can download it is because it's not finished yet and there's still some tweaks being done. So they're only minor, but I wanted to make, before I do that, I wanted to make sure. Right, so if you do want one, send me an email to steve@imeka.net and I'll send you the files. And you can do it. So a couple of people have wanted to make some bits and pieces for it, and so they got the drawings. The circuit board. So the circuit boards, that's a very good question because it's designed by Rob for me, of which I paid him technically a fee. And, he's been a good lad. It's not like a full-time job, is it? Hobby money. So I need to confirm with him whether he's happy to release the drawings. I don't have a problem with it. I honestly don't. But I'll speak to Rob and just double check. Yeah, so we'll see about that. Let's wait and see what Rob says, because I know he will probably say, well, you pay for the designs, and I said, well, I paid you peanuts, mate. You know what I mean? We do have he is being paid, he is making a little bit of money, but like this with me, it's hobby money, it's not job money. Okay, so hello Lorenzo. Off-topic question I didn't pledge, was going to, but can I still buy a case? Roger. Okay, so yeah, but not now. You have to pay. So as I promised on my last video during the Kickstarter, I am not taking pre-orders. Nope, not because I'm home. Look, if I lost my day job, yeah, maybe. So I'm not being holier than now here. This is not a case of me going, look at me. It's not. I can't deal with the stress. So this is just a case of let me just ship this lot first. Have a lot of hopefully a lot of happy people, and then once they're all shipped, then I'll open the gates up and we'll have more orders coming, because I'm making 1,200 sets of plastic. And I'm only using 600, so I'm going to have about 600 sets of plastic. Even though I could make more, but I'm going to have 600, so I can roll out 100 at a time, kind of thing. So you will be able to order them. And so that'd be good. But I do this it's a small scale thing for me. It's a better money. But yes, the answer is yes. Later, a bit later on. Anytime, yeah. So come on, questions. Come on. I'm well. Yeah, I understand this stuff. Yeah. The shipping date for these cases was May/June. Okay. And I'm on target for that. I haven't, because I've got like 8-10 weeks for the metalwork to be made, because there's a lot of metalwork to be made. The plastics are 6 weeks, but of course I need to get at least some of this money coming in, so I need to get the shipping costs. It's a bit of a vicious circle. It's are the cases shipped by boat or plane? No, well, first of all, the plastics are coming from China. The metalwork is coming from the UK, like 30 miles up the road. So they're coming on a truck, which should take them an hour. But the plastics are coming from China, and they'll be flown. They're not being coming on a ship, so they're going to be flown in. So it's going to be quite expensive, but it's. So I'm looking to get them. One of the problems I haven't got anywhere to build them yet. That's been an absolute nightmare. Everything has been quite easy, so I think I'm going to sort it out soon. But yeah, so we're going by this. I should have the cases by the end of April, and then I start packing and shipping in May. So it's going to be. I can't see no reason why I'm going to be late. I had planned. My original plan, forgetting about Chinese holiday, was to try and make it early, because for Brexit reasons. But I kind of missed that. That just. I allowed a lot of time for very good reasons, for a bit of experience, and. Yeah, I'm not going to need all of it, I don't think, but I'm using the timer. Question: can you sell us the unpopulated PCBs? No, I don't see the point. See the problem. Right, here's the problem with the board. The board's seen. If you notice the cost of the little board, yeah, it's not very expensive, but it's a big board's expensive. And that is because those sockets, well, there's 3 of them, the big ones. About £6–7 each. They're not cheap, so that's why it's quite expensive. So even if you've made it yourself, I don't think there's any benefit in it for you. I mean, I could have a word with Rob for that, because I know there's guys out there might want to do this, and you're probably better off with if Rob agrees, which I don't think he'll mind. If Rob agrees, then we can give you the German files or whatever it is, because I don't do boards. So. If he's okay with that, then we can give him that. You can just get a print yourself. But we could possibly do the empty boards, but I don't think there's any benefit in it. And I don't want to confuse things. At the moment, I've got this thing kind of, I've got boxes of screws, boxes of cables. The cables are all here. I've got the feet. I've got lots of stuff's already here. I'm about to get the boxes. Never go secret about it. Will the plastic yellow day? No. UV resistance. I'm going to 500 pi bars per hour. Recommended power adapter to power the pi. Okay, so I'm a bit confused now. I'm going to A500 with Raspberry Pi. I'm assuming you mean the A500 and the Raspberry Pi. Now, if you're doing that, then you'll have a power supply in the case, which will make some kind of lead to power into the Pi. The Pi stuff was later. I'm going to ship the cases first. The Pi's coming later. I'm going to have a beer. Yeah. Chicken Sodbury? Who lives in Chicken Sodbury? People on swag. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Would you like to know? I've sponsored swag. The problem was, here's the thing. I missed the one in January, you see, right? And then they were going to do it again next year. Well, how about if I just paid for the hall? It's coming out of my money, not the case money. I thought, well, I'll pay for the hall. So if you're going to come, right? If you're going to come to this to swag in May, they haven't actually been. They probably might be upset me now, but we're doing posters and stuff. You saw a little sneak preview of the poster earlier. That's silly. My mate, he's doing a new poster. So I'm sponsoring. I'm paying for the hall, so they can do it again in May in the hall, which is much nicer because I wanted to see the hall. I don't want to wait till the new year. So we'll be there now. Fingers crossed. I'll have cases, or I'll be shipping. Now, if that's the case, see what I did. Right, sorry. If I have got the cases, I could bring some. If you've ordered, you can't buy one, but if you've ordered one, you're back up and you go to swag, I might be able to hand it over. Okay, so bear that in mind. Yeah, so yeah, keep an eye on that because we're gonna make. I'm gonna make a big thing of this. I mean, I'm going to the German show, Amiga 34. I'm going to that. bring in my son as well, not the new one. My older son. He read my story in the book, and he's got a bit more interest. Not into computers, but right. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, so yeah. So the swag. I'm going to sound all American, but I'm really excited because I really enjoy swag. But I cooked this last summer, and I don't want that again. So if I pay for the hall, and then I can put a projector up, and you can listen to me waffling for half an hour. And then they can film it, so that should be quite good fun. I might have a moan at some people, like I did in where was it? Sweden, Stockholm, when I basically told them what I thought of Petro. But yeah, so I may have a little bit of a slight moan. You know, not the developers, but you know, some people in the community, because we need to get moving. Right, sort of explains. I wondered. Yeah, okay. So, right. So sorry, I'm back on the Pi. Yeah, sorry, Pixel Vixen. Oh my god, the Pi. So the case is going to ship. The Pi stuff's not going to go out of the case. I just can't do it all in one go. Okay, it's too complicated. And Alistair's actually done the software, so the software is actually ready. I haven't had time to mess around with it. So once these are all shipped, we're going to do the Pi. As you're probably aware, the Pi is going to be a second processor, a bit like the Siamese system I did in the old days. We can do it with the Pi and Linux. Okay, so that's coming. So that should be quite nice. Now it's a little frame you put in there now and screw it inside, put a power lead on it, wallet. Yeah. Thanks for rubbing it in. Yeah, I missed swag. Sounds like an idea. Yeah, I hope you can. You got to talk to you and Zemba. I didn't know last episode. Jimmy Sudbury. Was it Jimmy Sudbury? I've got family here there. And if you ask me, we'll try and go mate. Right. Southwest Mega, cool dude. I should stream. Back to Mega. Okay, so there's no more questions at the moment, unless I'm missing some. Let me have a look. No, so fire some questions, and in the meantime I'll just waffle. What can I say? It's interesting. Well, I've been messing around with, the different machines, fine tuning, the plastics at the front. I actually really think these. I'm biased, but I really think these case fronts are going to look nice. I mean, the metalwork's lovely. I mean, another thing, something I didn't know. I've actually, you can't see this, but if you see on this picture here, okay, see there, right? Can you see it at the top? The lid, I noticed, is about 1 millimetre higher than the front plastic. So I've actually, one of the tweaks was lift the plastic 1 mil just to make it flush. So these are tiny little final tweaks because we've got a new lid design. And instead of it being bent with a lip in, it's actually spot welded on, and it's kind of changed it. So a little bit there. So minor little tweaks here and there. Yeah. So there are going to be some surprises with the cases. I'm not going to mention it yet. I'm two minds whether to mention the changes. So I've got a couple of surprises, but I think we just keep them as surprises. I'm trying to make it so that everyone's really pleased with this. I'm also going to do a video while I'm waiting for someone to ask a question. I'm going to just before you get your cases, I'm going to do a video. I thought it might be a little bit of fun, but also it's almost like when you get it and you go, huh? So it's the 5 things I hate about the case. And then explain the reasoning why. So, because you're going to get it, and there's about 3 or 4 things on the case. I just couldn't think of a better way of doing it. Bear in mind the fact that it has to do so much, little minor things, and explain how you get around it. Big paper. But as I say in the manual, it is an actual manual. As I say in the manual, patience, okay? Because there's a few little bits on here. Most of it's really easy. If you build case before, it's really easy. There's a couple of little bits like where the back panel goes on, screw it on, and when you want to put a screw in the carb, it's a little bit tricky. You've got to put a screwdriver through a hole, screw it up. Little tweaky little things like that, but small fry. when you realise, you know, what it's actually allowing. Just went up a notch on the old must-do list. I'll bring my, yeah. So you know, I'm gonna have at the swag meeting. I'm bringing all the cases with the various systems. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a RS4 one yet because I haven't got I don't have the Tabor unless they send me one, which I'm not sure if they will. But if I get one, I'll bring it. But at the moment, I've got the four systems in there, and which are great. And you'll be able to have a play with them and have a look inside the case. If the cases have arrived, I'll have one open. You can have a good look, and you can see what it comes with, and you know maybe. And if someone actually buys, if I've got actually people want to collect, if I've got the cases ready, and you want to collect, then we can arrange that, and then maybe some people can build their computers when they're there, and they can scream and shout at me, how do I do this? And, you know, I'll answer it. Should we? What we got here? So, have we got the actual question? Let me just see how many people are hooked in. I don't think. Well, I wasn't. Oh, there's 50 people watching, so that's not bad actually. To be fair, I mean, I was getting about 100 before, but people have obviously found their way here, so that's all good. Any news regarding the Aeon A1222 Tabor? Now, yeah, I mean, I've been keeping them in touch with them, and just because, as I said, I was planning on having the case early. It's not looking like it will make it early, but it'll be on time. I have no news on the Tabor. I'm sure. I mean, Trevor's. They were just beta testing stuff, and I know they exist because I talked to a guy the other day who's got one. I did ask him if he was nearby, but he's not, so that's not bloody good. But no news on the Tabor. Which yeah, I mean, Trevor said that because the board's done, the board's fine, and it's just purely the drivers. So they're just having trouble getting drivers done. So that's I've just got to wait. But what my graphics card are you using with the VRPC? A GTX 1080 NVIDIA. It was a fantastic card. It's I mean, compared to the generation now it's more than fast enough. You can now use something like a 1060 or 1070. Well, 1070 is more than good enough apparently, but the 1080 is fine. I use it on a quad core i3, so your CPU doesn't really not really that as important. Any recommendations? I don't want to recommend cards for VR because I don't know. You really need to go. Oh, I suppose I should recommend actually. Right, right. It's very important people understand. Oh, hey, that's it. Because I've actually got it in bits at the moment. It's important. You don't have to buy NVIDIA, okay? But can you see how that's a blower card? It's really important, this. So basically, what happens is instead of having 3 fans here blowing hot air into the case, what this does, because that's at the front of the case, that's at the back of the case. You know, it sucks cold air from the front through that fan along the fins, fires it out the back. Now, if you do that, and I mean, I would really recommend water cooling the CPU like I've done, because it makes the machine so quiet. I mean, it's just wonderful. So even when I'm running VR, the CPU doesn't really get that hot, and you can't hear the fans. You can hear the GPU, yeah, that's definite. And you don't hear the CPU fans. So that the cooling system is, because most people have said you only got 3 fans in the back, and they're only 50mm fans. It's going to be rubbish, and I totally agree with them. However, when I put that in the base, a 120mm rad hole, or you can put a fan in there. It's 120 fan. With that in there and the bag, that'll suck out tons of hot air. So that's a good one. So yeah, get a blower. Don't get one that's going to eject into the case. Now I've made it really clear about that. And if you do it, tough, you know, because I did say. What's the maximum width and depth? Oh, I answered this question so many times. But anyway, so keyboard. So the keyboard, Nigel, right. The tray, 375mm gap in, 40mm high. Okay, and so most keyboards of the TKL types, like these, see, have you seen this keyboard of mine? The keyboard cost me about £30. The cap set cost me $70. Yeah, so those little TKLs are nice. But if you see on my picture there, if I go to here, see that full screen actually looks quite nice, doesn't it? Yeah, I quite like that. So yeah, that's how big that is. He's drunk on one bottle, so he's saying anything. NDAs. NDAs? Who's good? No, I'm signed no. No, I'm not drunk. I haven't signed an NDA. Not at all. But it's just generally, it's just, you know, it's courtesy, and I'm, you know, maybe they think I've got a big gob or something. I don't know, but I haven't got any information. You probably know I did actually have one of the X1000, which is a lovely machine, but even though Trevor gave me a really good price, in the end I sold it to one of the OS4 developers because I couldn't justify it, and so I sold it for what he basically paid what I paid, so it went to another user. But I just, at that time, I couldn't justify the cost. So, but that was a lovely machine. I mean, it was really nice. My real disappointment, I wish someone had thought it was sensible to go micro ATX, because I could have put the bloody X5000 in here instead of that. Someone put 80. Why do you need ATX? How many cards are you going to put in this damn thing? Right. So what's been happening? You've done these case prices yet? Mark, I'm not sure what you mean by these case prices yet. I assume you mean the shipping costs. I haven't done the shipping costs yet because I'm cacking it over this Brexit rubbish. These blower cards are not that common. No, that is very true. However, there are blowers even with the new RTX range. So there are blower cards. Now, if you want to take the risk and buy one that blows the air inside, feel free. But it's not designed for that, and you need to be aware of that. So there's no point doing that and then come and say, "Mate, don't suck the hot air out." I don't care, because I've designed it. It's a small form factor case, and so you need you need to design around that. But if you use the right one, it's really nice. Really, it's good. Oh God, I don't know. Cloento question. I'll come back to that in a second. Use hairdryer on low. Shoot. Okay. Yeah. Jan, you know, the trouble is I messed up the stream, so it's not your fault. Made a right pig's ear of it. Okay, let me talk about the Cloento thing then, as the question's been asked. Now, I've known Michael, and people are slagging him off, which is pissing me off. Okay, he ain't perfect, you know, and he ain't perfect, and nor am I. But I've known him 30 years, you know, on and off, and he is an Amigan. He loves Amiga. In fact, he may be worse than me. So you're gonna have to cut him some slack. You know, he is genuinely a nice guy, and anyone in Meeson knows that. Okay, but he's like anything else. He spent a long time. He secured the Amiga rights to the operating system. For that, anyone who emulates should be grateful. He secured it. People say he doesn't develop much, but they don't. You know, what is this? It's an emulator. They built a package, shipped it, works beautifully. What's the problem? I'm actually really, even though, because I wrote in the book and a little bit of moan at Michael, and I'm going to say, he won't see this, but I'm going to apologise, because I used the word excuses in the book. And actually going back for the emails, Hyperion can keep that. probably a little bit harsh. Excuses, I don't think it's that harsh a word, but basically, excuse. I would probably remove the word excuses. Nothing else. Nothing else. But the excuses was not right. So I would do something on that. So remove that. But anyway, so I think him having the Amiga is a good thing. Is it going to instantly fix things? No. This is going to take time. There's still all this crap going on. There's still litigation. I don't know who's really to blame. I mean, at the end of the day, they need to sort this bloody thing out. Sit down like adults. Because I think the Amiga community it's a little gold mine. And I try to describe it as like a little cottage industry for people like myself and others. It could be a nice little business. Not nothing massive. Nice little business that people can develop. And there's a whole load of people developing bits and pieces. But we need this resolved. It's not happening overnight. It's going to take time. Hyperion and the only thing I would like to do is Hyperion and Cloanto need to sit down, forget the past. I know it's easier said than done. Forget the past, sit down, sort it out so everyone is happy. I know Michael wants to resolve it. I know there's always two sides to the story, so I'm not going to weigh in either way. I just think between them, they're not bad people, but they do need to, stop with the litigation, for crying out loud. Right, yeah, I like the fact Michael's got it. I'm quite happy actually Michael's got it. Once they all resolve themselves, hopefully we can, I'm confident, quietly confident, because I have been talking to Michael recently, and I am quietly confident that over time things will resolve, and then, we can, maybe build a bigger community, because I'm looking for the millions that left. Okay, that I'm aiming at them, but not yet, but soon. I need this resolved. Yeah, there's enough about Cloanto. Can't you start all over? No. Start what all over? Start the stream all over. Yeah, Mike's. I do like Mike. Brexit is likely to be extended for another 12 months. Well, actually, if that for the cases that will help because the prices. I've got the prices for this year. It's only if there's a problem because something happens and then they all hike up because there's problems getting them in the country. This is the thing I'm really scared about because I can't. There's not a massive margin on this. I'm not making millions of pounds out of this. Well, you can tell I'm not making millions because it's only 90 grand. Do you know what? Right, Manscapeman. That's exactly what I'm going for. Yeah, AMD Ryzen with Vega onboard graphics. When these are shit, I'm gonna build cases with exactly that on a board with AmiKit, Amiga Forever, OS 3.41, the lot. 3.14? 3.14. The whole lot as a package, so everyone gets money out of it. We're going to ship them. And that's my plan because a Vega 11 graphics on board, that's going to be damn good. That's going to be a good little PC, a really good PC. For 1080p gaming, it'd be fantastic. So, but also not only Windows but Linux as well. And I do want to do a Linux. I know there's a Wine thing. You could do Wine with an older version of WinUAE. How I'd like to make sure it works. If I can get it working with the latest version of WinUAE with Wine on Linux, that I'm going to be over the moon. Yeah, Pixel Vixen. Yeah. Oh, I'm assuming Solid Core is Chris or someone. I don't know. Yeah, I had I could have actually kept it and showed you, couldn't I? I had that wonderful keyboard from Kipper 2K. My God, that is a really nice little keyboard. I hope he goes to China. Now, I'm suggesting he does a Kickstarter to get massive numbers to get the price down because small numbers is going to be bloody expensive. But I'm because I might buy some of the caps, so I might weigh in and buy a load of caps as well, keycap sets, and get the cost down. So that's a really nice little keyboard, and it fits straight in my case. I mean, it's meant to take me keyboards, and that one goes straight in, and it's just done. So I only needed 2 days and sent it off, and then I just put 2 fixing screws for it. That was it. It was fantastic. Yeah, let me see. Do anything? Do you think Workbench 3.14 is worth it? Fuck yes! Do you know what? Now I do quite a lot of stuff in emulation. But on my 1200, okay, I've got this. Okay, got my 1200. See how nice and clean that is. And it's got a 50 megahertz 030, and I put on there, and it runs. I just think it's worth it. Well, for a number of reasons. Now, I hope the guys who developed it are getting financial compensation. I know they didn't do it for money, right? But I hate to think that. I hate to think that's been used to fight legal battles. Because just drop the legal battles. It's just drop that. Because that money goes to developers, fantastic, because they've done a great job. And I haven't had anything bad, and it runs sweet. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, it's the first time I've been able to run Deep8 5 without going wrong, because I've got real problems with my Vampire 500. I don't know what it's libraries in that Coffin OS. Something going wrong, I can't remember. But yeah, it's the only thing I've been having trouble with. Just saying, we're not I use it a lot, but no, yes, 3.14, great, because when I did a PC later, and it's going to be an Amiga front end. You probably hopefully may have seen this. When you boot it up, it goes straight into Amiga, but it's got Windows behind it. And it's all Linux. And I am going to include Amiga Forever, and I am going to include AmiKit, and they're all paid for. And I am going to include 3.14. So the whole thing as a package, bang. So everyone gets money out of the project. That's a big thing for me. So how many backers are still to complete the survey? Okay, I think about 30 at the moment, so we're nearly done. But 10 of them didn't want anything for it, just put some money in to contribute, which is really nice of them. And I've put it against their account, so they've got it for them to use in the future. Is everything still scheduled? Yeah, it's fine. I was hoping to be early, but I'm not. I'm not going to be late. At the moment, I'm not going to be late. So the only thing is, at the moment, I've got an 8 to 10 week manufacturing schedule. All I've got to do is start it because they're ready to go, but it's to do the cost because I have to pay. I'm balancing that up at the moment. I really need to get these. The confusing thing, as I've mentioned earlier, was that a lot of people are buying extras. And I don't mean extra cases. There's only 2 extra cases, but it's all the little bits that go with the circuit boards and all this kind of thing. And because some of the half of the stuff is quite low margin, the other half is actually quite high margin. So overall, it's a reasonable margin, but it's not massive. Of course, I've got to manufacture those, so I need to make sure. I can't have 400 or 500 people saying, "I don't want them now." I'd be screwed. So that's a bit of balancing act. And once I get that money start going through, then I just kick off the manufacturing. So I'm probably going to just kick it off anyway. But the start of that is up in there. It's going to be the next couple of weeks, I think. So we ain't going to be late. A lot of it's down to getting somewhere to build them. Right. I think it should be open sourced. Do you know? Right, Dave. Open source the Amiga, probably never going to happen. I'm a fan of AROS, and I've got my little. If you've read David's book, you'll know what my thoughts are on the whole subject. I'm not going to repeat them here, but I might discuss it at Swag. But AROS is a fantastic source for a base Amiga operating system. It's all there. It's on all platforms. If everyone used it as a core and then put their bits on their own flavours like they do with Linux, no different. You have SUSE, you have Red Hat, you have all these bits, and they charge. Because they have their own custom software which is not in the main tree. You can do that stuff, but still improve the core over time. So that's what I'd like to see. And AROS will always be open source and free. Open source isn't working too well for Stephen Leary now. I'm not sure about the reason. Is that the terrible fire, isn't it? I don't know what the problems are. I mean, I know he's designed it for fun and then gave the designs away. Other people are making a little bit of money, which I thought that was his goal anyway. But maybe he's getting grief. I don't know what the story is there. So. As we had email, I did the survey thing. I got was not necessary by complete margin. Yeah, yeah. So the reason for the sending out the survey was purely to G up, because people have not been getting my emails, they've gone to their junk folders. I thought, well, maybe the Kickstarter emails won't go in the junk folder. And it was, I think I put on there, if you've already done it, don't worry about it. I don't think people would ever Kickstart it, but Kickstarting is a great thing, because, I mean, I couldn't have done this. The plastics just wouldn't be viable. It's just not viable unless you get hundreds. So I think same from the keycaps, but I mean he does what he does. But my opinion is very straightforward, and I'm being clear about this. I intend doing a Tenkeyless keyboard based on cheap Chinese mechanical keyboard copies, not real cherries, copies and custom keycaps. Okay, as trying to make them for the cases as economical as I possibly can. It will beat everyone, but it's not, Brian's is going to be a replacement. So if you've got 500 keyboard on the keyboard, you better put this bloody thing in. It'd be fantastic. Imagine that with the new case, the new plastic cases. It'd be amazing. And that's going to be great. But I need to get these prices. I can't do that kind of price. Not for the market I'm going for. Pixel Vixen. Yeah, I love my Amiga 3000. Not as much as my 1000, but I love my Amiga 3000. And I've actually just bought for my